It's just a fanfiction, a story written by me, your writer. This has nothing to do with mentioned idol, BTS members, real life events, behavior, or characteristics. Pics, sounds, videos which are used in this video are not mine. Credit goes to rightful owners. But the editing and the storyline is mine. Do not copy it. Obsession. Something behind the facades. Episode 10. Sitting on the sofa, Taehyung was occasionally glancing at his wristwatch. He was waiting for his wife. The moment he thought to call Clara to check on his wife if she was ready or not, his eyes fell on the figure on the stairs. He got up from his seat, his mouth fell open a little. Wyan was coming downstairs with Clara. Wyan was wearing the dress her husband Taehyung bought for her. It's a maroon color, full sleeve long dress. It had a slit on the right leg. It's an A-line dress. It's true Wyan didn't have any curves, but the color of the dress was complementing her caramel colored skinny body very much. Her messy bun was making her look more elegant with a pair of long golden chain earrings, no foundation makeup, rosy cheeks, soft pink lips. For Taehyung, his brown beauty was looking breathtaking. Wyan came downstairs and said, "Mr. Kim." Taehyung came back to his sense. "You are looking breathtaking, Mio Amor." Wyan shied and looked away. It would be a lie if she said she didn't like the compliment, but she composed herself from replying as Taehyung blackmailed her to go with him to the party. Sensing her building up anger, he quickly said, "Let's go then." "Before that, my documents, Mr. Kim." "Yeah, that is in the drawer where it was before." Wyan looked at him in shock. "When did you put it back?" "When you were busy in the dressing room. Now come, Karamia, unless we will be late." Wyan shied and both of them headed towards their car. At the party venue. After reaching the venue, Wyan and Taehyung were greeted by his employees. Guests, media also were present there. Taehyung took the mic and gathered everyone's attention. "Today I invited all of you to not only celebrate Kim Enterprise anniversary but also my marriage." After Taehyung uttered those words, murmurs could be heard from everywhere in the venue. "When did you get married, Mr. Kim? And why secretly? Was it for a business deal? When will you let us meet your secret wife?" Media threw this type of questions on Taehyung. "Give me a moment, I will answer all of your questions," he said in most dominating voice. First, I got married more than 2 months ago. We wanted to have very minimal, intimate wedding. That's why much kids were not invited. For media announcement, we found today's event best, and my wife, must have known her. She is Lee Corporation's current CEO, now Kim Wyan. The party venue again became chaotic. "Come, Wyan." Spotlight fell on Wyan. Taehyung stretched his hand towards her side. She slowly went towards him and stood beside him. He gave her a warm smile, then faced the media. "And our marriage is not a business deal." Wyan immediately looked at him. He also turned towards her. He looked deep into her eyes. "I married her because I love her." A clicking sound of cameras could be heard clearly. He then turned towards the media. "And one more thing. I am saying this for everyone in this business world. Do not treat her as Mrs. Kim while doing business. Cause her identity is not just Mrs. Kim. She is Wyan, CEO of Lee Corporation. So treat her just the way that tag deserves to be treated. After hearing his words, unknowingly a small smile came to Wyan's lips. Then he started talking about his company's anniversary and its success for which the party was thrown. Though this marriage was Wyan's wills against, she couldn't help but be proud of Taehyung for his success as his wife. Once the media was done, Taehyung started to introduce Wyan to his business partners. There was a lot of new people. Wyan was feeling anxious, but she felt a little relaxed when she saw Jin. He approached her. Then Jin and Wyan started to talk to each other after excusing themselves from others. So, is my friend taking good care of you? Wyan just rolled her eyes. More like annoying me all the time. Are you sure in his childhood a coconut didn't fall on his head? Jin chuckled at her question. As long as I remembered, it didn't happen. But you know, sometimes a person like me also can forget things. Wyan let out a soft chuckle hearing this. After some time, Jin received a call and he excused himself from Wyan, leaving her all by herself. Wyan then started to go towards the sitting area. Then someone approached her. Long time no see, Wyan. Wyan turned around and saw her ex-fiance Andrew Peterson. You really have the nerve to let me see your face after what you did? You are still sticking to the past. Do I? Don't need to be furious. I have just come here to talk to you. And why did you think I will let you do so? Come on, Wyan, don't be so rude. Wyan rolled her eyes. Spat, what are you doing here? Just congratulating you for your marriage. You have done it, now you may leave. She looked away from his face. She was getting angry at that moment. Don't need to act so tough in front of me, Wyan. I know which naive girl is behind these tough marks. Wyan fisted her right palm, hearing him. Tell me, how is your married life going? Does your husband know how naive you are when it comes to showing affection? Does your husband know how much you are sensitive to touch? Tell me, Wyan. Anger took over Wyan. Everyone is not like you. Always can keep it in pants. He let out a chuckle. Oh, my dear Wyan, when will you grow up? Yeah, sure your husband can keep it in pants. But for how much time? Everyone has needs. Everyone has a limit. The sugar life you always dream of is not true, Wyan. You must have known it till now. Everything is now good, but sometimes later when you can't give him anything, he will be tired of you and search for better option than you. Wyan looked into his eyes. Her confidence was slowly decreasing. Trust me, Wyan, I am telling you this by my personal experience. Wyan gasped where Andrew's smirk grew wider. Remember my words, Wyan. Men only be with you for their own benefits, not for love, at least not for a long time, cause you don't have anything rather than your company, not even an attractive body. Though Wyan didn't want to be with Taehyung, she wanted to scream that, no, my husband is not you. He will not do anything like you did. He is not like you. But something inside her stopped her for doing so. She felt like his words were true. In one way or another, her breath got stuck in her throat. Kara Mia, with whom you are talking? Wyan got startled by hearing another voice. She turned towards the source of it. It was her husband's, Kim Taehyung's. Taehyung came closer to Wyan and wrapped his one arm around her waist. Mr. Kim, I am Andrew Peterson. Congratulations for your wedding. Taehyung looked at her and then him. Andrew? Whom Andrew? Taehyung pretended to be thinking, then said with a smirk. Oh yeah, aren't you the guy Wyan was supposed to marry? Yeah, Andrew, who cheated on Wyan. So she called off the wedding. Andrew, who is famous for ruining his father's business and sleeping with random girls. Yeah, I remember you. Andrew's smile dropped. Thank you for congratulating. Now you can leave. Your girls might be needing your attention. My wife doesn't need your attention. I am here to give her that. Taehyung said with his most warning tone. Andrew bowed to him and hurriedly left. Then Taehyung looked at Wyan. Her eyes were glued at the place where Andrew was standing just a minute ago. He thought Wyan was still wanting to be with Andrew. This made his blood boil. He grabbed her wrist and took her to a side where weren't any people present. What were you doing, Wyan? What? Why were you talking with your ex? Wyan remained silent. For God's sake, Wyan, answer me. He growled, making her flinch. By seeing his face, anyone can tell he was insulting you. Why were you silent? So what? He was insulting me, not you, she snapped back. You are my wife, damn it, but I don't want to be. It angered Taehyung more. His eyes darkened. He pinned her on the wall. He was again dangerously close to her. What did you say? Leave me, Mr. Kim. Leave me. You like it or not, you are my wife. You can't think of any other man. Do you understand? He spoke in his most dangerous voice. Her breathing rate was still high. Her eyes were closed. She was fully pressed against a wall. Open your eyes and say it to me. Do you understand? Say it, damn. At this moment, Taehyung saw tears flowing from Wyan's eyes. His anger got vanished, seeing her tears. He loosened her grip from her. He realized all the efforts he was putting to win her heart just had been crushed by his own behavior. Not feeling him close to her, Wyan opened her eyes. Wyan, Don't you dare utter a word. She glared at him through her tear-stained eyes. She tried to go from there, but her dress hook got stuck with the wall decoration because of Taehyung. She furiously tried to free herself, but eventually her dress got ripped. But she didn't care about her state. She started to leave from there. Wyan, wait. He hurriedly took off his blazer and tried to make her wear it, but it made her more angry.